Coming up on the Tuesday show.
Yeah, it's story time with CJ. Sorry.
The day CJ got cancelled.
I got social media jailed the other day.
Norman Stanley Fletcher.
You're a habitual criminal who sees arrest as an occupational hazard and presumably accepts imprisonment in the same casual manner. Facebook said I was inciting violence.
You were inciting lols. Well, you know how women aren't really funny.
You can't say that. Genitals, which I don't find funny. Menstruation jokes just aren't funny. Period.
For now.
For now. Bowl.
Welcome to the Tuesday show with CJ and Ted.
Sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry.
I'm no, it's fine. And I'm just disappointed I didn't have a belch to go as a response.
Next time.
I wasn't ready. I just simply wasn't ready.
Oh. What's next? Have you ever been in Facebook jail?
I have never been. No, I've never been in Facebook jail or any kind of social media perjury.
I thought you were going to say in any jail for that matter.
No, I haven't been in any jail. I've been on a tour of Bodmin Jail,
Okay.
which was fun. No, that's not true. Actually, I have been to other prisons, but only in a professional. By professional, I don't mean career criminal. I mean in a non-criminal yet professional capacity.
You're a habitual criminal who sees arrest as an occupational hazard.
Norman Stanley Fletcher.
Exactly, yeah. Glad you got that one.
Yeah.
And presumably accepts imprisonment in the same casual manner. No, I got social media jailed the other day. I say jailed. I just got a notification saying that I've been restricted and can't comment or like it or post anything for 24 hours. And you know what? I wasn't actually upset by it. I mean, I was upset because obviously
it's Facebook, isn't it? So what are you going to do? Not provide entertainment to somebody's grandmother for half an hour? I mean, it's not exactly the up and coming network, is it?
No, exactly. And I don't post a lot to Facebook anyway. I mean, I was annoyed the fact that the algorithm obviously doesn't pick up on context.
Yeah.
But then when you go to appeal the restriction, that even the human that then looks at it still doesn't get the joke. That's the bit I was annoyed about. I didn't care less that I got restricted for 24 hours because, you know, anyone who knows me, I don't post a lot to Facebook these days. I literally use it as just I'm bored, let's see what's happening around the world type thing.
Yeah.
So this story is the story. Settle down, everybody. Pull up a chair and it's story time with CJ.
The day CJ got cancelled.
Yeah. So I'm on a group that's called There's a lot to unpack here, but we should burn the whole suitcase instead. Right. Full of satire and just general crap that people post where you just the kind of content that would make you go, huh? Okay. And those kind of, and actually there's some really entertaining stuff that pops up on there. But so the other day there was somebody put a photo of a car with a boot or trunk, if you prefer, full of mannequin heads.
Mm-hmm.
And no context to it. It was just a boot full of mannequin heads. So
right.
I commented, ... but we should burn the whole car instead. You know, a nice play on words on the group name and the fact that it's a car full of mannequin heads.
Yeah.
Facebook didn't like that. Facebook said I was inciting violence.
You were inciting lols.
That's exactly what I say. I was inciting the lols. And they just didn't get it. So, but I appealed it. Yeah, and the thing is, they don't give you an opportunity, and this is another thing that annoys me. They don't give you the opportunity to explain why you've written what you've written.
Yeah.
And I guess I get it, because what they'd actually end up with is a whole load of abuse from people who have been restricted. yeah, there's no opportunity for me to kind of explain the humour. But yeah, so I appealed it, and yeah, even the human being that looked at it in the end, yeah, I just got another notification saying, no, your appeal's been declined, you've been restricted for 24 hours. I'm like, okay then, great. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, like I say, it was a nice play on words on the group name, and
Yep.
yeah, no, they didn't get it.
Yep. That's because context is not important.
No, context is king.
Indeed. Well, it depends on who you are.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg doesn't think so. Yeah.
No. But how can you incite violence against
a car full of mannequin heads?
Incite violence against plastic.
Exactly. I am anti-plastic.
Yeah.
But surely that's a good thing, right?
That is a good thing.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You should have got Greta involved.
Who's Greta?
Greta Thunberg.
Oh, yeah, her. Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
I don't remember what the speech was. That's the only bit of her speech that I remember.
Yeah.
How dare you? Like, all right, calm down. All right, pipe down.
Calm down. Calm down. Get back on your private jet home.
Yeah. I was like, she was famous for what, 10 seconds? Yeah. Just because of that?
Yeah.
Mental. But yeah, it's made me think about how kind of content or comments or any kind of posts are taken in the wider world, and I think there are more people who would understand what I wrote and why I wrote it than not.
No, definitely.
But because it says burn the whole car, I guess that's the bit that the algorithm picked up on, and was like, oh no, Banhammer, no, you can't do that, you can't say that stuff.
Yeah.
Mental. Like I said, I wasn't really upset by it. I really wasn't.
Yeah.
Because I don't spend my life on Facebook posting crap anyway, like some people I know. Yeah. That's not a dig against anybody. Yeah, that came out completely wrong. I don't spend my life on social media posting stuff like lots of other people do, because that's how they wish to communicate with the world, and that's absolutely fine. It's just
so what you're saying is your Facebook friends just spend all their time posting on Facebook to the point where it's become noticeable to you that they just post a load of crap.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly it. That is
we heard you say that here first.
I spend the majority of my time on Facebook on groups like There's a Lot to Unpack Here, but we should burn the whole suitcase instead. Because of the comedic element of people posting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't give a crap that someone's in Bognor Regis for whatever. I don't care about that. You know, I'm there for the funny stuff that pops up. And that's literally all I do. I go on groups and look at that. And occasionally post to groups as well. Just because, why not? Yeah, I have an idea in my head and I think, oh, that'll sit nicely in this group, and then I'll post it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's like, I've got other friends that... So again, I do not use Instagram. I'm toying with the idea of closing my Instagram account because I just don't use it. But I have a friend who sends me a lot of... What do they call them? They're not stories, are they? Reels, is that it?
Reels.
Reels on Instagram.
Yeah.
They literally send them to me in private messages because obviously they think they're really funny.
Yeah.
And I end up watching them and just being like, what?
Yeah.
Or, you know, they make me really annoyed because someone's just done something so incredibly stupid.
So I've noticed some. Yeah. But I think the worst thing with the Reels, and also with a lot of TikTok, is, well, you know how women aren't really funny?
You can't say that.
You know, like comedians, that, I mean, generally speaking.
So, I say some of them are really funny. Some of them just aren't.
Yes, of course, there are exceptions, but exceptions don't disprove a rule.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, anyway, the point I was going to make was that there are a lot of Reels and TikToks and stuff like that are supposedly funny, but they're not. But they do get shared and they do get lots of views. because they are they're basic. They're very basic, and therefore attractive to basic people with a very basic humor.
Okay, yeah.
Or lack thereof, depending on how you look at it. I mean, let's face it, there must be people who watch Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Yeah.
Okay?
I do not like that.
Bearing in mind, people like that must exist. They are the people who appreciate, completely humorless reels and TikToks. Yeah. So so I think a lot of these things do get shares and likes, but a lot of it is from women who really are the driving forces when it comes to TikTok and Instagram. That's my theory.
I'll take your word on that. I mean, it's a sound theory. So you say about female comedians just not being funny, and
no.
As a general rule, I kind of agree. Everyone that I've tried to watch, it usually turns out to be jokes about their genitals.
Yes.
Or jokes about male genitals, actually. That's the other one that they like to do.
Yes. Yeah. And
I realise I am generalising a lot, and this is not a one for all rule from me.
Yeah.
Because some of them are really funny, but as a to be if I was going to generalise, topics of whatever the word is, topics for their shows. It usually revolves around genitals and genitalia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I don't find funny.
No.
Menstruation jokes just aren't funny. Period. Oh, see, that was a good joke.
That is a good joke. Yeah. But that is a good joke. That's the thing. That is one good joke. But coming on stage saying, "Oh man, so anyway, my vagina. Let me tell you all about it."
Yeah, that's it.
No,
there's a video that went around social media ages ago. It's probably still going now, but there was like a Scottish woman saying every word possible for vagina.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the first time I watched this, I'm just like, what the hell is this?
The first time, so you watched it a few times.
I've watched it a couple of times, just to try and understand it and take some notes. Yeah. But it's like the different names for female genitals, and I'm just like, this isn't funny.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, some of them were amusing, mainly because of how she says it in her Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And they came out, and just kind of go, oh, it takes you by surprise because you don't expect it. But then after that, I'm just like, this isn't funny. And actually, maybe I'm turning into a bit of a feminist, but I actually find it quite disrespectful. With all these different names, and some of them are quite grotesque, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not into that. Not for me. It's just not for me. But yeah, I find it's a big problem with female comedians.
I don't think you've turned into a feminist. I think you might be safe. I think what you're looking at there is having some sort of taste.
Yeah, I guess it is just my taste in comedy.
Yeah,
but so, I mean,
it's about having some sort of level, some sort of standard.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say is kind of your taste in comedy?
Funny.
Funny is subjective.
Funny is subjective. So I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of comedians out there. Some people make me laugh, some people don't. The problem is a lot of people have fallen foul of their desire or need, for that matter, to be woke.
Yeah.
And woke comedians are not funny. They're not there for the laughs anymore. They're there for the applause.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's very right on. Yeah.
No, I'd agree with that, actually.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. But but it's also like, I mean, 'cause I look back at some classic comedians. Richard Pryor comes to mind. And irrespective of the fact that he was black, you just can't say the jokes that he was saying anymore. You just couldn't do it. But even I look at a lot of like TV shows and films, you know, from 20, 30 years ago, and you're just like, you could never make this film now. Blazing Saddles comes to mind for that one. It's like, you could not make Blazing Saddles now. Yeah, it would have people up in arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are comedians who can still make jokes or observations that are genuinely funny that many others would not even dare.
True.
Like Ricky Gervais or Dave Chappelle.
It's all about it's 100% about timing and delivery with any comedy.
Yeah.
But especially if you're going into the realms of, you know, racism, sexism, any kind of ism, it's got to be timing, delivery, and the content you're talking about as well.
Yeah, obviously. Otherwise, you're not going to get there. You're not going to have a stage at all. But
exactly.
like, say for example, you know, your Dave Chappelle and your Ricky Gervais and others like that. They've got to the point where actually somebody tries to cancel them. Say what?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, they've got a bank balance that can deal with that.
Yeah. No, you're
They've got FU money, so who cares?
Yeah, true.
You know,
very true.
If they get cancelled, they get cancelled. But they're not, because the thing is, they know that they are they're worth money to whoever, you know, whichever platform they're on. So whether it's shows, arenas, or what have you, or whether it's Netflix. Netflix did a U-turn. At one point, they had a big walkout. I don't know if you looked at this at all.
No,
so
they
had a walkout at one of their headquarters because of the Dave Chappelle special.
Right. Okay.
So there are lots of people up in arms saying, "Oh, he's transphobic." And then right before the latest Ricky Gervais special, who are we talking about? Netflix. Netflix put out a memo to their staff saying, "Look, you're not going to like all of our content creators. So if you want to work for us, fine. But if you don't like it, you know, you can always leave."
It's like, you don't like it. See ya.
because it's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is they don't want to lose any more subscribers. They've lost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, you know, losing Russian subscribers is an issue to them as well. Especially if you compare it with, you know, whatever they were getting in terms of income, and also projections based on people being, you know, stuck at home during lockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're losing subscribers. Well, they don't want to lose subscribers. They realise actually, well, they know what people are watching and what they're not watching, and all their woke stuff people aren't watching, and all the good stuff, all the funny stuff, all the, you know, potentially edgy stuff, people are watching. That's what's making them money.
I think a lot of people are leaving Netflix because of the cost.
That too.
I mean, I'm paying £18 per month now for Netflix.
Yeah.
And I think £18 a month, I can get Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus for the same price as I pay for Netflix. All three of them.
Why is it £18? I'm sure I'm not paying that.
Because it's ridiculously priced. No, because their pricing model is, rather than like a number of people to watch at the same time kind of subscription, they've also done it on the quality of video levels as well. So, you know, you can pay like £6 or £7 a month for Netflix, but you only get standard quality viewing.
Right.
So,
okay.
But then you can pay the next tier up, which might be like £11 or £12, and you get high definition quality and a few extra screen, you know, like 2 or 3 screens. Or you can pay the top tier, which is £18 a month currently, and you get 4K resolution, and you can have 4 people watching at the same time, or 4 or 5 people watching at the same time. I think it's a naughty way of doing it. Now, because if you've got a family where, you know, multiple people are going to be watching or streaming Netflix all at the same time, fine, pay more money for that. But if you're just like me, I'm a single person, but I don't want standard definition because it just looks like trash nowadays. I want the best quality. I still have to pay that top tier money, and it's a really naughty way of doing it. And because of that, I am considering getting rid of my Netflix subscription because I don't really use it that much.
I never really thought about that. I mean, mostly if I'm watching Netflix, it's probably on a smaller screen anyway. It's less likely to be on a large TV. More likely to be on, a phone or a tablet.
Yeah,
I think that's
if I was
probably the
watching
case
on
for a
my
lot
iPad,
of people.
if I was just watching on my iPad, fine, I'd knock it down. But no, I
Yeah.
do watch it on my big 4K TV, and it does make
Yeah.
a big difference between the quality of shows, the quality
Yeah.
of resolution. But I can still get 4K resolution on Amazon Prime, and that's £8 or maybe £9 a month now.
Yeah.
I get 4K resolution on Apple TV Plus, and that's £5-6 a month. I get 4K resolution on Paramount Plus, and that's £6 a month or £7 a month. And so Netflix are being really naughty about it. I think I don't think they're playing fair, but they're doing it because they know people will stick to it.
They're doing it because they're struggling. They're doing it because they've lost a lot of subscribers, and also they want to clamp down on the sharing as well. So the sharing of passwords and whatnot. So I don't know how they propose to do that.
But they could easily clamp down on the sharing of passwords by going, okay, that's fine. If you are just one person that's watching Netflix, if you live on your own, we will knock down the price to £6 or £7 a month.
Yeah,
you'll still get your 4K. But we will be monitoring, and they can say, because I think they're trialing it in America at the moment, or maybe Mexico or somewhere, where they're monitoring which IPs or basically where accounts are being watched from, so they can tell if they're being watched in two different places.
Yeah.
And then posting messages up on the screen to say, we're noticing it's being used in multiple or something. There was something going on about it. And they were talking about rolling it out worldwide to stop people from sharing the password. And it's like, you don't want people sharing the password, knock your price down. It's quite straightforward.
Yeah.
I would, I'm sure. So like, I pay the top tier. I share that with, I'll openly admit it. I do share it with a couple of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you don't want them to use my password, bring the price down so they don't have to share or use my password.
Yeah.
So they can afford to pay for their own subscription.
Yeah.
That's kind of the simple answer to it, I think. Bring your prices down and you will naturally get more subscribers. And the fact is, the content on Netflix at the moment isn't that great.
No.
When you compare it to, and a part of the issue is there is so many other streaming services available. But when you compare it to the other streaming services, Disney Plus has got such a plethora of content on there because Disney can afford it. Paramount Plus is brand new in the UK. It's only been out a couple of months now. The content on there isn't great, but they're slowly adding more stuff to it. But again, Paramount Plus have done what Netflix did a few years ago, and they've released it in the UK because of a brand new Star Trek series that has started, and they know all the Star Trek fans are going to sign up to it, like I did. And Apple TV Plus, they kind of corner people by saying, well, buy yourself a new Apple device and we'll give you 3 months or 6 months of Apple TV Plus for free.
Yeah.
But then after that, because they've already got your card details, because presumably you're already paying for iTunes or Apple Music or something, they just then start charging you after that free time is over. But you also, there's other benefits. You can work the system.
And then there's Amazon as well, isn't there?
Amazon Prime, which is,
I
think it's $7.99 a month now, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But the benefit of Amazon Prime is, okay, you get your free delivery on your, on your purchases, but you also get TV.
Yeah. But then
also
that's
get Amazon Music.
That's assuming you're making lots of purchases as well. And also in terms of music, well, that's great, but what if you've also got Spotify? This is the thing, there is so much overlap. How many services do I need? How much streaming do I need?
That's part of the
issue.
issue.
Why don't I just watch YouTube instead?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And this is why I'm considering getting rid of Netflix.
Yeah.
Because short of a new TV show coming out that's really going to grab my attention, and I have to be honest, they have to grab my attention early, like before the show is released. I'm not going to go to Netflix.
Yeah.
I would rather watch YouTube, and I do watch a lot of YouTube. I'd rather spend the money that I spend on Netflix and put that into YouTube, because I think it's $11.99 for YouTube Premium.
Right.
So it's ad free.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that gets to me on YouTube is the ads just get on my nerves after a while, especially when it's the same thing over and over again. And yeah, I don't know how the algorithm thinks I'm interested in what they're trying to sell me, but yeah, whatever. I'm bored of seeing the same Google Pixel 6 advert all the time.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'd rather put the money into YouTube and not have Netflix. But like I said, I haven't really decided yet, because there might be some. I can't remember if there's any shows due on Netflix I'm interested in or not. But there you go.
There you go.
Rant over. This started out a conversation about something else.
Well, it started out as a conversation about you being a naughty boy on Facebook.
Getting jailed on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because we just can't say what we want to say anymore.
We just cannot.
We're just not allowed to do that.
Well, I think the thing is, nobody can. No. Especially over the last couple of years, it's got a little bit, well, not a little bit silly. It's worryingly stupid, the things that you can't say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things that are fact.
Yeah.
Biological fact. Scientific fact.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Yes,
with that.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Things found on laptops.
Yes.
People suspiciously disappearing.
Yeah, doing
all
things.
sorts. Yeah. Yes, we can't talk about those things. Doesn't matter who you are.
No, exactly. But
yeah, you can even get banned if you're the sitting president of the United States. So,
yep. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But yeah, it's a crazy world we live in right now. But we're just better off just not doing it. Let's just not podcast anymore. We're gonna get cancelled. We're gonna get cancelled.
Oh yeah,
eventually.
it'll happen. It'll happen. The thing is, it'll happen to nearly everyone at some point, because it's all about what people have said in the past, as well as what they're saying now, or what they're going to say in the future. Mm-hmm. Who knows? Who knows what tweet or what Facebook post? You might have put on there. On the
sure
World Wide Web, that one day somebody will look back on and say, well, that's highly bigoted. I can't believe he said that. Was he not aware of the current thing 10 years ago? What's wrong with him?
How could he not predict that this was going to be a thing 10 years after the fact? How dare he? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But it is what it is, and I guess we just have to kind of deal with it right now. Yeah,
for now.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
For now.
It's funny, the more you say for now, the more silly it sounds. For now.
I find that with a lot of words, though. What was I watching? What was it on? Was it on How I Met Your Mother? And he sits there going, isn't it funny how the word bowl, the more you say it, it sounds weirder every time? And they'd, like 5 minutes, just going, bowl, bowl,
bowl,
bowl, bowl, bowl.
Bowl. For now. Bowl for now.
Bowl for now.
Bowl
for now, bowl.
For now, bowl.
For now, bowl.
Bowl.
For anyone that's still watching, thanks for hanging out for this long.
I think that's about all for now.
For now.
Bowl.
That was The Tuesday Show.
Get in touch with us. All the links are in the description. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.